him. Primo. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Banks comes up to set the screen. Primo. Now will finally let it fly. Primo.
Yeah! What? Okay!
Into the paint, kick out, a three to tie is good!
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops, talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all, and we talking specifically Josh Primo and the Spurs paving the way for his greatness. Okay, if you are a fan of the channel or you listen to any of my videos before, I have been critical of the Spurs and the Josh Primo pick, despite Josh Primo's talent, his ability to have a high ceiling. I was skeptical about this pick, not because of the player himself, at least, you know, after I saw him play a few times, but I was skeptical about the time that we had to give this young man to develop. Now, over the last month or so, we've gotten rid of Bryn Forbes, we've gotten rid of D White, which is huge as far as, you know, trying to free up minutes for this guy. And by all accounts, it almost looks like Lonnie Walker is on his way out this offseason. So there's going to be plenty of room and plenty of time for him to grow in the system, Josh Primo. Now, I'm not completely sold on getting rid of Lonnie just yet, but I'll make a video about that in the future. If you're interested in that video and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can catch that content, baby. So I think on the surface, obviously, this frees up a whole lot of minutes for Primo to go out there, play more games this season, make some mistakes, you know, clean up some bad habits, learn, before, the off season and then training camp, and then of course next year. So like I said in another video recently, he has the potential to be our starting shooting guard next season. I won't be surprised if he takes that leap that quickly, especially if the Spurs are willing to keep Keldon Johnson at the 4 and put Vassell at the 3. I'm hoping that's not necessarily the case, but we shall see. But with that said, Primo's ceiling is pretty high. So obviously, they're paving the way for him to get more minutes. But it's not just about the minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just about that, okay? It's about the ball handling opportunities, okay? Now, I personally want Primo to be a shooting guard. I want him to just worry about scoring. I don't want to necessarily have him worry about facilitating just yet, especially when you have a triple-double machine like DeJounte Murray on the team. Let him worry about facilitating, especially that he's gonna have since he's gonna have the ball in his hand more often with Derek White not being around. Primo needs to shoot. Primo needs to score one-on-one. Primo needs to get that sense of urgency, that killer instinct that he can eventually develop into a player that demands a double team. Now, with that said, the Spurs have put Primo at the point guard position in Austin. So don't be surprised if they experiment with him backing up Murray at some point during the season. Next year, maybe even this year, you might see that, because as soon as Murray needs a blow or needs some rest or whatnot, you could put Primo at the point guard and see if he can make something happen, see if he can make something jiggly. That means, make something happen on the floor, y'all. That's slang for that. But we actually have the flexibility with the rotation with that. Now we still have Trey Jones, so maybe he can get some work in with Trey Jones, who knows. But ball handling responsibilities are going to be higher because we did have 2 ball dominant players. Murray, he's a ball dominant player. D White, when he has the ball on the floor, he was a ball dominant player. So this kind of frees up the ball a little bit for not just Murray, but for Primo, allowing him more opportunities again to make mistakes and to grow and to find his style, find his rhythm. Another way this paves the way for Primo to get better is shot volume, okay? Basketball is a game of rhythm. Basketball is a game of confidence. So you have to get some shots up. You have to be able to miss a few without getting yanked and put on the bench. You got to be able to miss a couple without Popovich being down your throat. So with less players, to shoot the ball, Bryn Forbes, Derek White. Primo can make some mistakes with shot selection and still have more opportunities to shoot the ball, to catch a rhythm, get some confidence, and to grow offensively. Because honestly, if we take an honest look at the Spurs rotation and their roster, we were so guard heavy that it just wasn't a lot of shots to go around for a backcourt player, for a wing player. Because especially if you think about Keldon taking threes, leading the league in 3-pointers, he's a power forward, but he doesn't necessarily have a post game and play that type of game. He's a wing as well that could very well be moved back to the small forward position, which I'm pretty sure he'll be more relaxed at for his size. So the Spurs had a lot more, guards than it appeared. We had wings that were playing out of position essentially. So how can Primo get a rhythm? How can he get some shots in without feeling like he's ball hogging? How can he try some things in a rotation that crowded? So things are freed up now. He can get those minutes. He can get those ball handling opportunities. He can get a healthy shot volume so he can get better. At the end of the day, these trades are very telling, especially for someone like myself, someone like you that's watching this video right now that follow the Spurs rather closely. The Spurs don't make moves like this just for kicks and giggles. There's purpose behind their moves, and this is a clear message to fans, to the league, to the organization, people within the organization, that hey, they're putting their money on Primo being that dude, being that guy in the next couple years, okay? And they want to give him, a path to greatness. They're paving the way for Primo to be great. Also, like I said in another video, Vassell, they're betting their money on Vassell as well. That's why that Derek White trade was so comfortable. They were so comfortable making that trade, because Vassell is progressing at a top-notch rate as well. So we're looking at, Murray, Primo, Vassell, and you still got Keldon. I think the future of the Spurs are hella bright when you really look at it. All right, guys, that's it for this one. That was my thoughts on Primo moving forward, man. Your boy Primo is free to grow. He's free to take shots. He's free to play on the floor. He's free from the Austin Spurs, man. He's actually free. So let me know in the comment section below how you feel about this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you feel like the Spurs are comfortable with Primo and are putting him in position to take control of this team in a couple years? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.